שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Congregation Orami, especially if it's your first time here ever or just in a long while. We're very glad you're here with us to celebrate Shabbat this weekend. We begin our service together in the middle of page 1 with an English reading, Pieces Coming Together, and I invite you to join with me in reading. One part of Judaism is called Tikkun Olam. It says that the world has been broken into pieces, all this chaos, all this discord. And our job, everyone's job, is to try to put the pieces back together, to make things whole again. Maybe we're the pieces. Maybe what we're supposed to do is come together. That's how we end the brokenness. So we continue on page 3, and I'd like to invite Eddie to light our Shabbat candles.
Beneath a broken street lamp, shards of glass and remnants of humanity linger on the sidewalk. A hungry child cries out for food. A widow walks with tears in her eyes, but in her heart there is still hope for peace. When will the fighting end? Her children ask wearily. She answers patiently. When anger gives way to compassion, when hatred gives way to love, when darkness gives way to light. Promise me one thing, my children. Promise me that you will always act in ways that fill the world with compassion, love, and light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And at this point in our service, we think of the week that has passed, and we hold on to all of the good things from this past week. So if you had an experience that inspired gratitude, if you have some good news to share, no matter how big or how small, I invite you to share that joy with the community now. Yeah, David? Yeah, it's a beautiful view. Watching the sunset through the trees. Anything else we're grateful for this week? Yes, Stan?
I got my second coat boosted today.
No, Mazel tov. Glad to hear you're boosted. Superman. Yeah. Isabel? Wonderful. And Laura, did you have your hand up? Awesome. So we thank God for all of these blessings, including the blessing of simply being alive for this moment in time, with the words of Shehechianu found on the bottom of page 4. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. And we continue on page 5, reading responsively in English. We cannot merely pray to God that wars should be ended, for we know that the world is made in such a way that we must find the path to peace within ourselves and with our neighbors. We cannot merely pray to God to root out prejudice, for we have already been given the insight with which to see the good in all people, if we would only view them with understanding.
We cannot merely pray for God in despair, for we have already been given the power to give help to the helpless and hope to the hopeless, if we would only use our power justly.
We cannot merely pray for God to end disease, for we have already been given minds with which to search out cures and healings, if we would only use them constructively.
Therefore, we pray instead for strength, determination, and willpower, to do instead of only to pray, to become instead of merely to wish.
We continue on page 8 with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, v'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sot maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Kiva orech kumi ori, uri uri shitaveri, Kiva Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise together and face the entrance to symbolically welcome in the presence of Shabbat. Vive shalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha ubetzola, Tochem uneyam segula, Boi chala, boi chala. dodi likrat kala, beni Shabbat nekabela. We continue in the middle of page 9. Make it happen. Don't just wish for a better world. Rise up and make it happen. We remain standing for the official call to worship the Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. So I invite you to look out the window and notice the different shades of light as the sun begins to set as we sing Roll Into Dark together. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golelo mipnei choshech, golelo mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei yom. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. We continue in the middle of page 10, reading responsively, We Believe. We believe in tomorrow. We believe that poverty need not be permanent and that we need not learn war forever. We believe that there can yet be a time of peace, of justice, and of love for all who live on earth. Let people everywhere be sure that every deed counts, that every word has power. In spite of all its absurdities and frustrations and disappointments. We rise together for our central, most important prayer, the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please be seated. Page 11. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And we continue on page 13, and we read responsibly together, courage. Courage is the strength to stand up when it's easier to fall down and lose hold. It is the conviction to explore new horizons when it's easier to believe what we've been told. Courage is the will to shape our world when it's easier to let someone else do it for us. It is the recognition that none of us are perfect when it's easier to criticize others and fuss. The foundation of courage is solid, the rock that doesn't roll. Courage is the freedom of our mind, body, and soul. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. We continue with Mi Chamocha, celebrating our freedom from Pharaoh and the exodus from Egypt. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, noratehi Sefele, Norate Loto Sefele. We continue with Vishamru on page 15. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים אדוני עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We continue on page 16 with the reflection. Pray as if everything depends on God, but act as if everything depends on you. Those who rise from prayer, better persons, their prayers are answered. Please rise for our central prayer, the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, El Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot Be'imahot, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. תגיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Please be seated. We continue with a quiet moment for personal prayer or reflection. Page 18. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. At this point in our service, we think of loved ones who are in need of healing. Tonight, we think especially of Marty Cohen, Alyssa Freeman, Beth Levine, Rabbi Jerry Levy, and Jean Sanders. Are there other loved ones whose healing we wish to pray for tonight? With the power of community, we pray for their refuah shlema, their complete healing of body and or spirit, with the words of Misha Berach found at the bottom of page 20. Misha Berach Abotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. When I was growing up, my mom and I would take the occasional road trip. We drove different cars over the years. Some had cassette players, others CD players, or a plug for an MP3 player. But one thing always stayed the same. We always had a road trip playlist with the Ace of Base song called I Saw the Sign. One line in particular always stuck out to me from this song. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. These lyrics reminded me of an idea that Martin Luther King Jr. described using different words. In his famous 1963 letter from a Birmingham jail, Dr. King wrote, "Freedom is never given voluntarily by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed." This message provides such an important counterbalance to other societal messages that we receive, such as, "Good things come to those who wait." Yes, patience is beneficial in many situations, but when it comes to justice, we cannot sit around waiting passively for positive changes to spontaneously occur. We have to actually get up and do something to make this world a better place. Moses learned this lesson about the importance of action and used it to free the Israelites from Pharaoh's tyranny. But even after the magnificent exodus from Egypt, the creation of justice remained incomplete. The next generation of Israelites still experienced injustice. That is why this week's Torah portion tells the story of 5 women coming together to address this ongoing injustice. These 5 women are known collectively as the daughters of Zelophehad. They are sisters, named Machla, Noah, Holga, Milcah, and Tirzah. The society they were born into said that only men could inherit property. But when their father died, these women decided to challenge the gender discrimination embedded into the law. Rather than wait passively for someone else to ask, hey, what about women? Shouldn't they be allowed to inherit property too? These sisters sprung into action and challenged the status quo. They organized a coherent argument and brought their case before the most powerful people in Israelite society, Moses, the high priest, and the princes of Israel. After they presented their case, Moses spoke to God, who agreed to change divine law so that Zelophehad's daughters and any other women in a similar situation could inherit their father's property. These women did not wait passively for an outside hero to come and fix everything for them. They learned to self-advocate. They stood up for justice and changed Israelite society forever. May we learn from the example of Zelophehad's daughters how to successfully advocate for ourselves and for others, so that we too can help bring an end to oppression and injustice everywhere. And let us say, Amen. So I'd like to invite up Beth to share some brief words on behalf of the board.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. We have a few things on hiatus, but we have a few things coming up in the next several weeks. So next week, I wanted to point to, tomorrow we do have Torah study at 11 o'clock, so that's in person and virtual. Very exciting. We do have next week Jewish meditation, which I think is going to be for the virtual attendees, so if you're interested in that, that would be great. And then no ORME book club starting in August, but if you have questions about that, let me know. And it's going to resume in September. And if you have any questions about the books or the list, just let me know. That is a drop-in activity as well. You don't have to read every book every time, trust me. I don't. And then we have some committee meetings coming up, always the fun stuff. And then looks like the ORME crafters are doing their meeting in August. And that looks like then we just have our regular schedule of services and Torah studies. So a lot of good to get back in the swing in July and August. So great. We'll just keep going. Thanks.
Thank you, Beth. And if anyone is interested in helping out with our high holiday services, I know we've got a little while until then, but we're trying to get people who've never read Torah before or who've never done the English readings before. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me or to Jeff and Isabel, the new chairs of our Avodah committee, for ways to be involved with high holidays this year. Right, we continue our service with Aleinu. On page 22, please rise for the Aleinu prayer. Aleinu leshabach ladon hakol, latet grula liotze breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haradot, velo asamanu kimishbechot harama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. And at this point in our service, we think of loved ones who have passed away recently or at this time in years past. Tonight we remember with love the yahrzeit of Carolyn Bailey mother of Wynne Loria, Adele Breslow, mother of Marilyn Breslow, Jackie Cohen, sister-in-law of Deborah Cohen, Amy Cohen, sister of Lisa Wilburn, Ed Fertel, longtime member of ORME, Dr. Harold Hansel, father of Jeff Hansel, Harold Hofheimer, husband of Ellen Hofheimer, Dr. Herbert Kaplan, brother of Evelyn Lampert, William May, father of Eileen May, Cheryl Samuels, daughter of Sheila Preville, and Sylvia Selden, mother of Amy Arcaba. Are there other loved ones we wish to remember tonight? Zichronam Livracha, may their memories always be a blessing. We remain standing as a community of support for the Mourners Kaddish on page 24. Yit Gadal V'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'Alma Divrach Hirute V'Yamlich Malchute B'Chayechon U'Yomechon U'V'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'Gala U'Vizman Kariv V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Almaya. Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitramam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yitalev V'Yithalal Shemei Dekudesha B'Richu Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'Shirata Tush V'Chata V'Nechamata Da'amiran Be'alma V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort for all who are bereaved, and let us say Amen. Please be seated. We conclude our service tonight on the top of page 25 with Lo Yisagoy. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to Patricia for playing piano tonight. If you would kindly return your services to the table near the entrance and join us in the patio area for Kiddush and Motzi, that would be great. Shabbat Shalom.